it was really cool to see a media member who wants to portray Christ through what he does. And I think if we're really cool here with this tonight, you know what, sometimes on his, he's got twins also, like myself, but he wears a certain tie when he's on broadcast to like, this purple tie is for you, or this, so they know he's thinking about him when he's on air. So maybe if we're really cool, maybe he'll put a bow tie on or something, say, hey, this is for the men's breakfast or something tonight. What do you got of that? I mean, that shirt's small enough, it could make a bow tie out of that thing, so. But anyways, it's been a really neat pleasure to really get to know Lance through memory verses. And for those, you know, we do a memory verses on Tuesday, and we started doing it at our level too. It's just a way to get his word embedded into our hearts. And man, what a way to just kind of meditate on his word daily and through memory verses. So if you have a chance to just start memorizing verses, you'll see the change that it will make. So Lance, I'll just, man, how's that study been for you? Man, how'd you come to Christ? You know, just kind of share that with these guys. So that'd be really cool.
All right. Well, thanks, Marcus, I think. Turned into the Lance Allen roast. But Marcus is a good friend. Thanks to Wayne for the opportunity. And, yeah, obviously we have a relationship years back because I've been here 15, going on 16 years, which has been kind of nice to obviously be attached to the community and to see these guys grow as well at the Bible study on Tuesdays at Starbucks. But I think the theme of my message is I don't belong, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. First, I grew up in a little town called Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Maybe some of you have, you know, driven past it. All right, thank you. Last I checked, yeah, somebody should not be working at a major TV station that grew up in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. You know, so that's a testimony to me that God truly opens doors. And for those of you that are younger, especially, if He opens a door, take it until a door closes. I think, you know, Jerry kind of talked about this as well. While sometimes we question why things happen in life, I think there's usually a pretty good reason for it. So God kept opening doors for me and led me here, and I've been here 15, 16 years. Second thing is, I think we've seen up on this stage, we have a number of athletes on this stage. I'm not one of them. So once again, I don't belong. Recently, I bumped into my old athletic director at Rice Lake High School, and he said, you're lucky because no film of you even exists of you playing anything at our old high school. And I said, well, that's one good thing in the YouTube, you know, iPhone, whatever generation, that there's nothing that anybody can hang over my head about how bad I was. A lot of times I talk to Uke at the park that at least he had a major league experience. There's no record of me doing much of anything. You know, so I tried hard. I was one of those try-hard guys that you always hear about, that sometimes when coaches say, hey, he's a try-hard guy, that basically means, yeah, he kind of stinks, but he goes out there and does his best. So very early in life, I knew that I wasn't going to be a pro athlete. I knew I wasn't going to be a coach, but I love sports. And basically, that's where my testimony starts. Freshman year of high school, I have a teacher that's placed in my life that basically she challenges the whole class to do something in life that doesn't seem like work, and make work not a dirty four-letter word that you actually enjoy to do it every day. And of course, all my classmates are like, yeah, you're a loudmouth and you know a lot about sports, so they encouraged me to do the second best thing. If you can't do it, you talk about it. So that's essentially how it started. Growing up in a small town, one of the blessings is we had a radio station, not a TV station, obviously, and I think I bugged the program director to death so much that when I was a junior in high school, which who's ever heard of this, he finally said, you know what? We've got an opening, let's put you on Saturday and Sunday mornings, the shifts that essentially nobody wants to work because, you know, they want the weekends off. You got to come in and fire up the transmitters at 4 o'clock in the morning. Back then, and I'm going to date myself, but this will be good for you guys, it wasn't the age of the internet, so you ripped the AP wire, all the stuff, the reams of paper that spit out overnight. So for those of you that are 25 and under, you think I'm really ancient, and I came down from the mountain with stone tablets or something like that. And basically, every morning, I had to get the station set up and be the DJ at this station. And I'm sure in his mind, he was thinking, this is a 16-year-old kid. He's going to oversleep. He's going to party. He's not going to be committed to this, and we're just going to move on from this, but I've got no other better option. Well, I thought I was working at the network. I would go in every morning on Saturday and Sunday morning, 4:30 in the morning. The transmitters Had to warm up for half an hour, otherwise you could literally blow them up. So yeah, it was a pretty daunting task for a teenager. But there I was, and I was getting my start, reading the news, weather, and sports in between spinning Garth Brooks records and playing commercials and all that good fun stuff. Once again, doors open. I have a mother who, for those of you in the room that are Christians, God bless Christian mothers. She had a book for everything. I think I mortified her when I said I feel led to go into the media because a recent U.S. News and World Report survey says that media members are considered on the same integrity level as lawyers and used car salesmen. And I'm the son of a car dealer, so there you go. You can add, more to the mix. I just felt led to do this. I mean, like Marcus shared, the Bible verses that we memorize on Tuesdays have just really spoken to me. One of my favorite verses is 2 Corinthians 4:6, let your light shine amongst the darkness. And I just felt like, if I can take a stand and if I can use the small platform that I'm given, I really believe that this is where I'm led to be. So my mother, God bless her, there's a Christian book for everything, go check it out. She got me a bunch of books basically from either Christian journalists or Christians who said, you know what, if you are strong in your faith, there is no reason why you can't be the salt among darkness. You can't be the light in this world as long as you can pray and stand firm in what you believe. And that encouraged me. Then I think I really curled her hair and both my parents' hair by saying, you know what, I feel led to go to the University of Wisconsin. Multiple-time party school of the year. So they're like, okay, you were raised in the church, you're a Christian, we thought you were going on the straight path. What is going on with that? Well, Dan Kabush is somewhere in the crowd. I was involved with InterVarsity. There's Dan right there. Got to meet his son, Rob, a number of strong InterVarsity believers at a place at Madison that it's a great, obviously, university, but some people kind of raise their eyebrows and think, okay, why are you there? Well, obviously, it set the path for what was to come next. I also feel that God has a sense of humor, and hopefully I'm not going on and on and on, but there are a number of stories, for younger people that I think apply. The economy wasn't good, like what it is now, and I'm freaking out, wondering what God has in store for me and what my next plan of attack is. And God truly has a sense of humor, because here I think I'm going to be some hotshot sports anchor or whatever, and a person comes up to me and says, have you ever applied at Rhinelander, Wisconsin? Didn't even know they had a TV station, but figured, okay, good place to start. I apply, and the news director calls me back out of having 150 tapes at a little tiny TV station like that. That's how competitive it is. He calls me up and he's like, I like what you bring to the table, but can you do the weather? It's like the Holiday Inn Express commercial. Well, I don't know, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Maybe I can try. Makes you smart or whatever. I had taken a couple of meteorology classes in college, not even thinking I would ever use it. My degree is actually a BS degree. Now, maybe in your church I shouldn't say this, but go figure. I talk a lot for a living. Most people in journalism are more artsy-fartsy. So I'm like, okay, fine. God, if this is what you have for me, the weather person in Madison, the station I interned with Craig Kashan, so Craig helped me, so you can blame him for me, because he taught me. Craig and the weather guy set me up in front of the chroma key, and somehow, some way I fooled them that I could do weather. Well, maybe it's not so much of a stretch watching some weather people, but don't tell Milan I said that. He's a good guy. He knows his stuff. So I actually start in weather in Rhinelander for a year and a half, and obviously that's why I feel a kinship to Corey and Luke and things like that. I'm making $12,500 a year with a college degree. I could have made more working at Taco Bell with a college degree than what I was doing. And after a year and a half, you go, God, I'm not making any money. Not that money's everything, but I'm barely scraping by. I go to 99-cent Whopper Wednesdays just to eat a good lunch and dinner. I'm not doing what I want to do. What is going on? And in my, human mind, I think I got to put stuff in my hands. I go and interview for a weekend sports job in Bismarck, North Dakota. No offense to anybody who's from North Dakota, I didn't want to be there as soon as I saw it, but I realized that if I want to do sports, this is maybe what I have to do. When I come back, once again, God opens the door. Rhinelander had only had one sports person, and he was just like your dad. He worked 7 days a week, never had a day off. He had just gone in, unknown to me, to the news director and the GM and said, I can't do this. It's taxing on me. I got to have at least a little bit of a life. He petitioned for me to be the second sports person. I come back thinking, I'm gone. I'm going to some place I don't want to be. They said, would you stay if we open up a second sports position? Boom. Stay in the state. Everybody has a story about maybe working somewhere where they never wanted to be or whatever. God was so generous to me. I worked in Rhinelander, stayed in sports, got to go to Green Bay, and now I've been here for 15 years. So I guess the theme is, like I said, you know, God opens doors, keep taking those open doors, stay true to your convictions, stay true to your beliefs, and God blesses. Because, yeah, I honestly feel like, you know, God has given me a small platform that maybe I don't even deserve, but yet doors were open for me to do what I feel led to do, at least at this point, and be a difference maker in a profession that, you know, I realize in my job I can't be biased and things like that, but I think it does give me a platform to share what I believe and to make people know that I'm a difference maker. I think, you know, talking to T-Bone before games, I think he realizes that, and Corey and Luke as well, that a lot of times we'll talk about faith and family and things that are going on in our lives and things like that more than even baseball. And I obviously want these guys to know that, yeah, you know, everybody's there to do a job, but you want to be, you know, God-fearing, you want to be human, you want to obviously get to know guys on a personal level. And I think that's kind of neat. You know, I was able to do a story with Corey last year on his newfound faith and how that's really inspired him as a baseball player. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, maybe media people would shy away from a story like that, or whatever, but that was a key component of him. Or with Luke's injury, you know, I just felt like, you know, some media people were unfair to him and his integrity, and I was able to share with him that, you know, I felt led to take a stand on that too and say, you know, he's a man of faith. You know, and so I do think that there are people, you know, whatever you do in life, sometimes God puts you in a position and you may even question it and say, why I'm in the role I'm in. Well, you know, let's face facts, you know, 98 to 99% of America is not, you know, doesn't become a pro athlete or whatever. So there are different positions, you know, obviously that you can be used and led.
Well, we appreciate you, Lance, for sharing
problem.
and what you come with.
No problem.